Hello, my name is Abdaal. Welcome to this second episode of my book club. I'll be reviewing this book titled Feel Good Productivity by Abdaal. Abdaal is a productivity expert. He's also a YouTuber. He has a YouTube page where he teaches productivity. His content are actually very enlightening, and I also practice some of what he teaches. I'll be discussing my observations about the book and share the lessons I've learned from the book. First of all, I want to appreciate everyone for watching this channel, and kindly click on the subscribe button because this will help the channel grow and my ability to create content like this. Now, talking about the book. Firstly, the book takes a scientific approach, presenting numerous life principles and values. The examples provided are highly relatable, and the author sometimes supports his argument with scientific research, particularly when discussing fundamental principles of productivity. He breaks down these concepts using various examples to make his case. One aspect I particularly appreciated was his use of psychological experiments, which added depth and credibility to the book. Overall, I found the scientific and relatable examples to be some of the most valuable features of the book. Now, the second observation I had about the book is that I appreciated the subtle humor if infused into the book. It had light touch, especially when explaining complex concepts. I like that we usually present a concept, explain it clearly, and it follows it up with examples. While I try to, absorb this information and try to understand this point, he often surprises with new perspectives, sometimes just a short sentence and a shift in perception, to introduce a new viewpoint. The humor, though very subtle, makes the reading experience fun. I find myself deeply focused on the serious part of the book, only to be caught off guard with a humorous line. Now, the blend of serious content with little moment of lightness is something I really enjoyed about the book while I was reading it. Now, my third observation is that the principles presented are universal truths, even though they are expressed in different ways. It's similar to ideas I've encountered in other sources, like lessons from other authors or thinkers. For example, I might read something in the book about a concept and I'll just remember, I heard this from Simon Sinek, or it could be something that resonates within me that I've read in a Stephen Covey's book before. I feel this recognition helped expand my understanding as the book reinforced and broadened concepts I had already known or come across, adding layers of meaning to them. The first lesson from the book was about the fear of starting something new. Now, the fear of being inadequate often arises when starting something new. It's a common experience when we take on new roles, responsibility, or begin new jobs. The author shared an example of when he first started practicing medicine, describing the nervousness and uncertainty he felt during his first word posting alone. I can relate to this because I've been in a similar situation as a medical doctor. Now, where even after extensive preparation, reading and passing certified examination, the fear of making mistakes still lingers. When you are dealing with something as important as human lives, there's always a sense of hesitation because you're unsure of what to expect. But despite the fear, knowing that there's someone guiding you helps to manage anxiety. But over time, you gain experience, you learn to trust yourself more, and the initial fear begins to fade. Now, at some point, you realize that you are capable and confident than you thought possible, which makes all the difference. Now, similarly, in any new job or responsibility, even after training, the first few attempts may feel daunting. However, if you push yourself to find solutions on your own, you gradually build confidence. The second key lesson I picked from the author is the idea of balance. Now, Abdaal emphasizes the importance of creating balance in every aspect of our life, be it social, mental, physical, emotional, or spiritual. The book introduced the Wheel of Life, which is a tool for assessing how balanced one's life is across different areas. Productivity is highest when each of these areas of life, such as physical fitness, mental well-being, social connections, and emotional health, is given attention. If too much energy is spent in one area while neglecting others, burnout becomes a risk. This leads to the third lesson of the book, which is the idea of burnout. The concept of burnout is another focus in the book. Burnout can occur not just from doing what you dislike, but even from doing what you love if there's an imbalance. Thank you for watching this video thus far. If you enjoyed the video, kindly hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Now let's go back to the video. Now, the author breaks down the types of burnout and explains how it's crucial to understand the source of any burnout we feel. The idea is that by avoiding burnout, we become more productive and refreshed, able to perform better in both work and personal life. Now, if you want a breakdown of the types of burnout, I would advise you get the book. One of my favorite quotes from the book is,
"Success doesn't lead to feeling good leads to success."
Now, this highlights the idea that intrinsic motivation, the internal drive to achieve, is more sustainable than external reward or external motivation. It reminds me of Stephen Covey's work in 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, where he discussed the importance of private victory, also known as internal achievement, before public victory, also known as external success. The essence here is that if your motivation comes from within, you are more likely to maintain discipline and continue striving for success, even in the face of challenges. Another critical point is the importance of embracing your inner child and allowing yourself to have fun. As adults, we often get so consumed by our responsibilities that we forget to take time to relax and enjoy simple pleasures. The author suggests that doing something fun and light-hearted, like playing a game, spending time with friends, can recharge our minds and spirits. One example is the shower principle, where some of the best ideas come when our mind is at rest, like when taking a shower. The idea behind this is that, most times when we shower, we tend to just focus on the act of just cleaning ourselves and not actively thinking of anything else. Now, this automatically puts the active part of our brain at rest, and this gives the creative part of our brain to take off function unconsciously. It is when this creative part kicks in that we find solutions to problems we might be struggling with. That's why when we play and do nothing but just for the fun of it, it releases those feel good hormones, the serotonin, the dopamine, the oxytocin, they kick in. And when these hormones kick in, they recharge our brains. Now, this emphasizes the need to let our brains rest sometimes, as it can lead to fresh ideas and insights. The whole idea is just that when we truly relax our brain and refresh ourselves, it will help our productivity. Now, the author also touches on the idea of failure. Now, failure is simply a method of learning ways or means that don't work, which can help improve future attempts. Now, this perspective encourages viewing failure as a positive, a chance to grow and learn, rather than something to be feared or avoided. If we have this idea that failure is a means of learning and not an end, we develop in how we live our lives and not be afraid to try out new activities that will enrich our lives. Failure is an inevitable part of trying something new. By understanding failure as part of process, we can learn and grow. Rather than seeing failure as a negative outcome, it should be viewed as a necessary step towards success. It's all about keeping a positive attitude. Now, lastly, the author discusses the importance of enjoying the process rather than focusing solely on the end goal. Often we are so consumed by our desired outcome that we forget to appreciate the journey. When the focus is only on the end results, motivation can quickly fade once the goal is achieved. However, if we immerse ourselves in the process, we can find meaning and fulfillment along the way. Something I figured out about enjoying the process is that there will always be something new to do when you enjoy the process. Typical examples are like musicians, dancers, fitness instructors, painters, Nobel Prize winners, and so on. The most successful are those who just enjoy the process and do the same thing over and over again. So in just enjoying the process and just doing the same thing over, you find new insight and new way of doing things. Now, the author emphasizes the importance of communication. That's another lesson. Another lesson the author emphasizes is the importance of communication, particularly how we respond to people and situations. Now, this mirrors the Stephen Covey's concept from 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, where it talks about the space between stimulus and response, which is the moment where we have the power to choose how we react. By being mindful of our reactions, we can take control of our emotions and behaviors rather than reacting impulsively. This level of awareness is essential for effective communication, as it allows us to respond thoughtfully rather than being driven by immediate emotional impulses. Practicing this mindful communication can significantly improve both personal and professional relationships. It fosters better understanding, reduce conflict, and promote constructive dialogue. By intentionally choosing how we communicate, we not only show respect for others, but also enhance the quality of our interaction. Over time, this approach strengthens connection and builds trust, which are vital for healthy relationships. Yep, so that's my take from the book Feel Good Productivity by Ali Abdaal. I hope the lessons I've highlighted will be useful in being a more productive person in our daily life. Please don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Thank you. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode of my book review. See ya. Bye bye.